More than 4 weeks after Pakistan held elections, the country finally has a new ministerial face. Amid protests and poll rigging accusations, Nawaz Sharif's younger brother, Shehbaz Sharif, secured a majority vote in Parliament. But an uphill task on reviving Pakistan's economy awaits the incoming leader. Here's a report.
कि तमाम पार्टी अरकान का दिल की अथाह गहराइयों से शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं कि जिन्होंने अपने वोटों और अपनी मोहब्बत से मुझे आज इस ऐवान का लीडर ऑफ द ऑपोजिशन मुंतखब किया.
A gaffe even in his acceptance speech. Prime Minister-elect Shehbaz Sharif calls himself leader of the opposition. It was not the regular Sunday in Pakistan. The country's parliament was in full swing as members of the National Assembly chose their next leader in a critical vote, putting all speculation to rest.
Mia Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif Saab has secured 201 votes.
PMLN's Nawaz Sharif won the vote with an overwhelming majority, 201 out of 336 votes. Well over the halfway mark of 169 that is needed to secure a clear majority. Soon after, Shehbaz Sharif made his first address as Prime Minister-elect, speaking for over 90 minutes, highlighting multiple areas of Pakistan's cash-strapped economy that needed to be mended.
मुश्किल जरूर है, लेकिन nothing is impossible if there is a will to do. It's a long journey, thorny journey, full of hurdles, but those nations who surmounted these huge obstacles, they became again one of the most going nations around the world.
But the election of the Prime Minister and Sharif's address was not a smooth ride.
और ये कहना गलत नहीं कि मियां मोहम्मद नवाज शरीफ.
Protests, chants and sloganeering filled Pakistan's parliament. There was chaos from the Sunni Ittihad Council benches, a party backed by jailed former Prime Minister Imran Khan. The younger Sharif defeated his challenger, veteran leader Omar Ayub Khan, who was backed by the PTI founder. The Sunni Ittihad Council leader is the grandson of Muhammad Ayub Khan, who served as Pakistan's self-appointed president from 1958 to 1969 under martial law. Omar Ayub Khan managed to secure only 92 votes, falling well short of the majority threshold. The former Energy and Petroleum Minister also addressed the parliament, taking potshots at Shehbaz Sharif, accusing him of never implementing the rule of law himself, which he referred to in the preceding address. Khan's defeat, though unsurprising, triggered protests that once again shine a spotlight on poll rigging allegations that have marred Pakistan's elections. Following the February 8th polls, independent candidates swept the election mandate, winning 101 seats, of which over 90 were backed by Imran Khan's PTI. However, following weeks of closed-door meetings and talks on alliances, PMLN and Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's PPP decided on forming a coalition government. The decision was met with large-scale protests, not just from PTI leaders and other regional parties, but Pakistan's voters as well. With the swearing-in ceremony slated to be held on Monday, how Shehbaz Sharif navigates a Pandora's box of economic issues remains the ultimate litmus test. And with over 130 parliamentary members not voting for Shehbaz Sharif, a bumpy road ahead awaits Pakistan's Prime Minister-elect. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
Adnan Kaiser is a foreign affairs expert who is now joining us live from Islamabad. Mr. Kaiser, welcome to the program. The Prime Minister-elect of Pakistan is set to be inaugurated on March the 4th. There is a lot happening in the country. The country is in turmoil, both economically and politically. But in your opinion, what should be Shehbaz Sharif's first order of business?
Well, first of all, Eric, thank you very much for having me, and good evening to all your viewers. As you have yourself very correctly pointed out, that Pakistan is suffering from a political as well as economic chaos. There had been a lot of polarization in the country. So although this was very much expected that Shehbaz Sharif will take over as as the new prime minister. But the million-dollar question is how the divergence is going to be the chasm which has been created by the elections. There is a lot of bad blood between the PTI and the PDM government, or the present coalition government between the Muslim League, Nawaz and PPP, and the other side. So we do not know what is going to transpire in the future. And as we sit cross fingers, what is going to happen in the next. But there are going to be monumental challenges which the new prime minister is going to face.
Mr. Kaiser, all the 23 prime ministers of Pakistan have faced hurdles in or during their reign. There is speculation that Shehbaz Sharif may face the same fate and will not be able to fulfill his tenure. But again, it is too early to predict that. I want to know from you, what's your forecast for Pakistan under the stewardship of Shehbaz Sharif?
Well, first of all, there are not going to be any surprises which are coming from Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, because he had been tried and tested earlier. He had considerably served as the Chief Minister of Punjab, as well as in the previous coalition government. So he will have a very, very cordial relationship with the military establishment, and he is going to pursue the IMF program, as well as try. Although it's difficult to predict, but he is going to try his level best to steer the country out of the economic morass.
Mr. Kaiser, finally, is it going to be tough for Imran Khan and PTI?
Well, of course, first of all, please understand that the PTI has been following a confrontational approach with the military establishment. I know that my comments may offend some diplomatic sensibilities, but the fact on ground in Pakistan is that the military establishment has always played a very predominant role in the political affairs of the country. And there is a valid justification for that. So, our constitution had been a feudal constitution, which does not represent the aspirations of the people. And that is why the military perforce had to play an important role. I just wish to quote former President General Yahya Khan, at one of the occasions when he imposed the second martial law, he said, "I cannot throw the country to the political wolves." So that shows the magnitude of the divergence among the military establishment and the politicians, who had been a little less than faithful to the country. So that is why, the PTI will have monumental challenges in the future, and that is why it has been kept in the opposition, because it is easier to tame a PTI in the opposition rather than a PTI in the government. So PTI, and secondly, PTI does not have charismatic leaders out in the open. So unless there is Imran Khan out in the street, unfortunately, PTI has no future in the present circumstances.
Mr. Adnan Kaiser is a foreign affairs expert. He has been talking to us live from Islamabad. Mr. Kaiser, thank you very much for talking to WION World is One today.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.